Hi guys, it's Scott with Cracks and Racks in White River Overland. We've had a lot of requests about seeing our shop and what we do inside. So today we're going to peel back the curtain and give you guys a peek inside our world headquarters. Let me start by giving you a brief history of this company. It was January of 1996, and I started with doing fast break windshield repair, and I was just doing rock chip repairs. And in the fall of 1997, I took over this garage and began doing windshield replacement. In 2000, we started selling and installing car racks, and we changed our name to Cracks and Racks. And then we took over these first three garage bays behind me. 2017 is when we started White River Overland, and that's when we built our first van, Genesis. And we took over those two garage bays over there. And we've kind of grown into this space. It's not a ton of space, as you'll see inside, but we make the most of it. So why don't you come on in? We'll take a look and see where the magic happens. Welcome inside our showroom. This is a place for people to see some of the products that we sell firsthand. I think a lot of this stuff you just can't really get a feel for online. So we really try to bring some of these things inside the shop, and we couple them with a lot of knowledge, of course, to see what kind of works best for people on their vehicles. We like to keep some cargo boxes around. We have a pretty broad display of hitch mounted racks. Our ski racks, as you can see right here, a couple of roof mounted bike racks that we keep. A lot of times they're looking for something for the hitch. And having this display shows people how we can load a bike, how we can operate it. There's a few different little features that we can add to a rack, to make it a little bit more convenient for their use case. Over here is our service counter, of course. This is where we spend a lot of time on the machines, on the computers, a lot of research, mostly compatibility stuff. Everything has to work together, especially in more complex builds. We have a place for people to sit and wait. If we're doing a windshield chip repair on one side, it's a 30 to 45-minute process, or installing a rack, maybe take an hour. This is a great seat we took out of a Sprinter van. It's really comfortable. Of course, it wouldn't be complete without cup holders and armrests. And oh, come on, guys, come on. And of course, Bandit likes to get comfortable in there too once in a while. We really like to work with everyone one-on-one. Everybody has unique needs and a unique application. And we're really fortunate that we have a big parking lot right in front of the shop, so people can pull up and we could get outside, look at the car together, and then be really close to the product inside. Everything that I try to keep in stock here is practical more than anything. And I think we have found that the products that we sell and the services we provide are a need first and want secondary. And windshields being one of those things. Having a safe and properly installed windshield in your car is extremely important. So why don't we go take a look inside our glass bay, and I'll show you what we do inside there. In this garage, we focus primarily on windshield repair, windshield replacement, and other auto glass services. This car's here for a new windshield today, which we'll get started on shortly. We do rock chip repair for minor damage, door glass, back glass, quarter glass, all of those things. We also do ADAS recalibration. So vehicles like this that have forward-facing cameras, you can see this little trapezoidal cutout. Those cameras are what help you stay in your lane. Your car may give you some feedback if you drift out of your lane. And so when you get your windshield replaced, it's critical that you have that forward-facing camera recalibrated properly. And that's what we do here. We get a daily delivery from our warehouse in Denver, and we keep some back stock here. Got this dedicated rack. Most of these are earmarked for upcoming windshield replacements. but some of them are stock for some regular popular cars like Subarus or Toyotas. I often get asked if we provide mobile windshield replacement service, and the answer is no. The reason is that process is best done in an indoor controlled environment. And when we have to set up for the ADAS recalibration, we need a nice controlled space. You can see the curtains behind me close, the lights go off, cameras need to get put on. And so that's why we prefer to do everything here in our shop. All right, we're going to make some space here because we're going to get started on this windshield soon. So let's go take a look at the rack bay. Come on, boy. All right, so this is our rack bay. In this space, we primarily do rack installations, hitch installations, anything other than a windshield, really. Keep a lot of our inventory back in here. Right now, we've got this car that's in, and we're staged over here to do a roof rack with a ski rack. So the guys went ahead and we pre-assembled some stuff to get it ready to go on. This guy's going to get a nice ski rack for the top of this Suburban. We started building our first van in August of 2017. And then in 2018, we were presented with an opportunity to take over some additional space here in this building. Everything has a framed walkway in between here. So we're able to take this wall down and make this opening. And this is the home of White River Overland. So inside the van bay, right now we've got our spec project that we're getting across the finish line, staged in here. But we keep just about all of the tools and supplies that we need to do any type of service. Yeah, we consolidate everything in our small space over here. We keep a lot of our power and electrical supplies. We architect our own power systems for our van builds. We're also doing a lot of service for people. Some people may need new battery repair or some connection repair or diagnosing some gremlins in their power system. And we do a fair amount of that. And we just try to keep everything kind of organized over here. We've got all different gauge wires, different types of connections, lots of testing and diagnostic equipment, and that all happens right in this area. I often get asked, what services do we provide? And we do it all, really. We build vans from empty cargo vans to full camper vans. We cut on our own windows and fans, AC, stuff like that. We have a lot of experience, of course, with the glass side of things. We architect our own power and plumbing and mechanical systems, and we do a lot of our own custom furniture and woodworking. So kind of a little bit of everything. We'll work on more than one project at a time. Depending on the size and scope of a project, we'll generally only work on one full scope project at a time, and then we'll sprinkle in some smaller service projects or some upgrade projects throughout. As you can see, we have a pretty limited space. So while we stage the van here, all of the fabrication and production and staging happens in here. Let me show you. Referred to sometimes as our wood shop or Dylan's Den. This is where all of our custom woodworking, furniture building, keep obviously some storage back here, but it all happens here. As you can see, we work in a pretty confined space. Each of these garage bays is just about 800 square feet. So everything is on casters. This workbench in particular, the miter saw behind me. And that way we are able to have a workspace designed for the type of project that we're working on. A lot of times back here, we'll be working on furniture, cabinetry, and we'll want to build that stuff and mock it up back in here before it actually goes inside the vehicle. I am often asked, what kind of materials are you guys using to build your vans? And we do use quite a few different, but we do have some preferences. One of them is this stuff here. This is an ABS laminated Baltic birch. We have it laminated on both sides. It keeps the material really stable. This Baltic birch is a 12 millimeter, so it's just about half of an inch. This is one of our primary building materials. Yeah, you may have seen some bamboo in some of our previous builds. We've really liked the look of bamboo. It's all real renewable resource as well. A slightly carbonized bamboo is preference, and it comes in 1/4 inch, comes in 1/2 inch. You can even get 3/4 inch, which we've used for countertop in the past. This is a laminated light ply. It just has a standard laminate out over the top of it, but this 3/4 inch plywood is 30% lighter than a standard plywood. And so we've started incorporating this into internal structure, some internal drawers and cabinets where the white will help illuminate inside of a dark cabinet. And this helps keep some of the weight down. Lastly, we like to use a hardwood for countertop, and we have this made. This is a 1 inch thick countertop, and this one's beech. And I like this finish. We've been playing with a couple different colors here for our latest project, but I just love how this finishes out and some of the darker tones come out in this beech. Thank you so much for taking this tour of the world headquarters of Cracks and Racks and White River Overland here in Aspen, Colorado. Don't forget, if you need anything for your windshield, rack needs, overland vehicle or van needs, you know where to find us at whiteriveroverland.com and cracksandracks.com. Thanks so much.